guys, welcome back to another one of my cooking experiments. We're gonna make some shrimp pasta. Of course, you gotta have that slap your mommy, you feel me, always. Garlic powder and black pepper to start off. So I already started cooking my shrimp, and I use cooked shrimp because I ain't got no time. So I'm gonna let each side sit for about a minute. The first side was already sitting, so here you just see me flipping it to sit on the other side for another minute or so. Alright, now that my shrimp has finished cooking, I didn't cook it all the way because it's gonna cook again when I put it back in the pot, so you don't want to cook it too much. I took the rest of the oil that I used. It had some seasoning, so you see me tasting it right here, just so I make sure I don't add too much salt. You know, high blood pressure is really real. Alright, here I'm just adding some onions. You can add onions, you can add green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, whatever you want as like your base vegetable pretty much. And I'm gonna have the onions sit in the oil. I'm not gonna cook it too much because of course like near the end it's gonna cook some more, so we're just gonna let that sit. Alright, so even though the oil was already seasoned, I'm gonna go ahead and start to season my onions, because when you add everything else it just kind of takes the salt flavor away. So I'm just gonna put as much as I can before I start adding everything else. So I did use pepper flakes. I gotta have my pepper flakes extra heavy handed on pepper flakes because I love my stuff spicy. And of course you gotta have your nigga sprinkles. You got to. Look at her flick at her wrist. Alright, so at the end this is what it should look like. If you have extra seasoning or whatever you used, or the vegetables, of course it's gonna look different. Everybody's food is not gonna look the same. Alright, so we're gonna take some crushed tomatoes. We're not gonna use diced because you need the sauce. Like the sauce is what pretty much makes the pasta, so make sure you get the crushed. Make sure you get some chicken broth. This is what makes it extra saucy, you feel me? Okay, remember when I told y'all when you start adding stuff, like the flavor is gonna start to die down. So you see me adding a little more slap your mama here because I want it to be, you know, like I want it to be like savory. Like, don't know why you want their food to be bland. Alright, and now we're gonna go ahead and add some regular whipping cream. This is used to make the sauce creamy. So you already made it saucy. You already made it creamy. So what they call that? Creamy sauce. So we're gonna go ahead and go in with our shredded Parmesan cheese. Of course, cheese make everything taste better. If you're an American, cheese gotta be in everything. Go ahead and take that. It's gonna kind of make the sauce a little more thicker, but not like too thick. Like mozzarella makes your sauce thick. Alright, so of course I taste as I go, and it was lacking a little spice for me, so I went ahead and added more pepper flakes in there. You know, I gotta have my stuff spicy. time. I love spinach. I'm gonna go ahead and add me some spinach in here, and I'm not going to let it sit for too long because spinach does cook fast. So once I'm finished adding all my spinach leaves, it doesn't matter the amount, to be honest. It just depends on how much vegetables you want in your food. I added about like 2 bowls. It just all depends on how much vegetables you like. I like a lot of spinach, so I went ahead and I added some more. Alright, so just go ahead and mix that thing up. You know, mix, stir, stir. You don't want to cook it for too long because the spinach does cook fast, like I told you guys, and you don't want like some small mushy pieces of spinach. In my opinion, it don't taste good to me, but you know, to each his own. I gotta tell you how to eat your food. Alright, so I stirred it for about a minute before I added the shrimp in, and remember that the shrimp was not fully cooked before. It was cooked shrimp, but I didn't cook it for too long, just for the simple fact that I'm just gonna add it back into the sauce again. Alright, so this is the part I was like, dang, like I really does this. Like this thing looks so good even from right now. I didn't even add the noodles yet. This thing looks so good. So you're gonna want to let it sit for a couple of minutes, let the spices and the sauces settle all in together. Because remember, you're gonna add the noodles and you really want the noodles to be, you know, you want it to taste good. Already boiled my noodles and let it sit, let it drain. I did set it in a little bit of water so it doesn't get too sticky and stick together. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and add my noodles. I used 1 box of, you know, the noodles that you buy when you're on free at Publix. I forgot the brand name, but you know. I went ahead and added 1 box. The whole thing did not fit in my pan because my pan was a little too small. So what I did was at the end when I finished mixing it and then I separated it into portions, I went ahead and added the noodles. I'm sorry y'all, I'm at work and the lady told me goodnight, so I had to stop and say goodnight to her. But like I was saying, I separated the noodles into portions, so whatever sauce was left over, I used the rest of the noodles to make some more. Alright, so like I was telling you guys before, my saucepan was a little too small, but it was okay. The food still came out good. So you just mix it up, make sure all the noodles have sauce on it, make sure it's even throughout. I went ahead and I added a little more cheese because I noticed that my sauce was a little too saucy. So I wanted it to be a little thicker for me. There's people that like sauce, but here's the ending. I hope you guys really like it. Let me know if there's anything you want me to try to cook, and I got you. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you later.